onto the conveyor bridge. Dunk. Right there. And once all of that is done, should be okay. And there's only a couple of people who can actually build conveyor rails, so that's what we're waiting on there. Got a limited amount of people who can work that. Almost up to 5 million calories. We're going well. Okay, it doesn't look like we're gonna get many more in terms of geysers, but that's understandable. We were super lucky with the amount that we got. That is the amount of useful ones at any rate. Right. There we go. Snowfoot on their way. Well, Pip has been living in there. Like, generations of Pips have been in this room. It's actually kind of glorious. There we go. This is now cycling. It's going to slowly equalize. The liquid coolant. Actually, we need some... Ooh, that's a good point. We need some tungsten in this in order to make the liquid pipes work a little bit better. Which means, realistically, I really do need to get out there and start grabbing tungsten out of the glacier areas. It's kind of a pain, really. I guess I don't strictly need to make them out of tungsten. I can use any metal. It's a lot better than it just being a stone pipe, but I kind of like using the wolframite for it. Hey, Belial! How you doing, mate? I did indeed take a tea break about 45 minutes ago. Got a little bits and bobs of tungsten in here that I've been silly about not collecting. Let's correct that. Well, it's wolframite, but you know what I mean. We are going to have a fair old bit of it down here as well. And at this stage, I'm starting to think that I need to actually dig in to get it. At least wherever it's easy to reach. There's wolframite over there. In fact, there's a decent chunk of it there. Some wolframite down here as well. Oh, Boopaloot, thank you very much for the 5 gift subs. That was really kind of you. That was very, very kind of you. Got a bit of a bonus at work. Thought I'd pay it forward. Oh, thank you. That is such a kind gesture. I really, really appreciate the support. Okay, everything is going alright-ish. Got 19 cycles on the copper volcano coming back to life. How many cycles have we got on this coming back? 31 cycles on that coming back up. Oh, it's jammed again. Ah, no. All right, that does make things a little bit more complex. Annoyingly, but I can deal. We can deal. I should have paid attention to that. I've sometimes been using kind of a, I don't know, like a little way of reminding myself how to set up the crossovers, the bridges, by looking at output inputs, output inputs. Thing here is output input, but really this is all one section, so it's input output input. That's not right. You should never have two inputs with an output between them. It should be output input input, or input input output. Well, actually, it should generally be output input input. That's the route that you should go through. When you've got two inputs, as is the case here, it can choose to go in either direction. Now, sometimes that's okay. Sometimes that's actually what you want. But in this case, no. So it's jammed because it doesn't know which way it should be going. So we're going to have to tear that out again and fix that up. Annoying, but, you know, dealable. Is backseat gaming actually allowed in this game? Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't put the tag up if I wasn't okay with it. That would be incredibly unfair. Like, yeah, you can backseat game. I mean, understand that there is a difference between explaining how to solve a problem for me if I seem stumped, or you know, explaining where I've gone wrong if I don't get it, and even to a point of saying that you prefer a certain way over another. And then there's just being obnoxious. Being obnoxious is not allowed. Backseat gaming is allowed. Alright, that steam is still being immediately... The water's still being immediately turned into steam. But this has absorbed a lot of the heat from around there. Yes, it's a very, very... It's an industrial liquid lock for an industrial brick. Because let's be honest, how can you be certain it's going to be safe unless you've got to climb through how many, like if you just took the straight path, so that's about 100 kilos there, and then 800, another 800, another 800. Yeah, there's a lot. 6, 10. Yeah, it's about 8 tons. 9. Let's say 8.5 tons, maybe 9. Yeah, sure. We'll be generous. We'll say there's 9 tons of oil that you have to climb through to enter my industrial brick. But yeah, no, absolutely. If anyone has got any input on what I'm doing, please don't hesitate. And if I've asked, don't hold back either. You know, if I'm like, oh, should I do this? Then yes, you're welcome to just weigh in and say no, or yes. If you're just, you know, kind of chiming in because I'm doing a thing and you think it should be done in a different way, well, you know, then there's maybe a case for there is a dapper way to kind of put together that comment, and then there's a decidedly not dapper way to do it. But by and large, you're good. You're good. I wouldn't have the backseat gaming tag on if I wasn't prepared for people to backseat game. And indeed, even welcome it. Right, okay, so the fix that we are going to do is twofold. Fold number 1. This. Fold number 2. This. Fold number 3. That one. Okay, I lied about it being twofold. It is in fact threefold. Done, 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 and done. And then we can start putting this thing back together. Hooray! Well, hopefully they can get all of that done. We will soon see. Don't worry, Shovels. You will soon be getting some gnomes. Very soon. I mean, not when this is active, because you know, you're gonna have a little bit more of a wait for that. But soon, it'll be this soon. I'm glad to have that installed, though. That's a big help. Though I kind of dislike you using the power A to get up there, to yawn, and to use the power to B, go home and go to sleep. I'm gonna be honest, that was a bit of a scoundrel move. Not gonna lie, you jerks. Okay, we're starting to lose power up here now. We need more and more coolant. Okay, we've done... Well, the wolframite is already going through there. Should we do a little bit more gold? Sure, may as well. We are finally cooling the petroleum. Oh, it's because it's just dumped all the petroleum out of the coolant ring. Okay. It recently just emptied the entire coolant for the generators. Fair enough. That would explain why. I would love it if you would pay a little bit more attention to get this building done, but again, because it is... Because all of that is, unfortunately... Well, actually, maybe no one should be doing it. Because all of that is conveyor rails, there's not many people who are allowed to do it. I think Snowfoot is pretty much the only person who can. Wait, Snowfoot... Said it was unreachable. No, you're good. Okay. Oof. I was worried the Snowfoot had gotten stuck somewhere, as Snowfoot is wont to do, as we've all seen. There's another fossil in there. We'll be able to get some more steel on the go very soon. Snowfoot, why? I disapprove. On that note, though, it's been a while since we checked out skills, and I think we've probably got one or two to do a little bit more. Yeah, you know what? I'm sort of feeling it for Planeseeker right now. Filthy Fee. Honestly, maybe I should give Filthy Fee the digging skills as well. They are a mechatronics engineer over anything else, but let's be honest, having them with those skills in general is pretty solid. And dunk, dunk, dunk. There you go. Alright, we've got a couple more mechatronics engineers now. That'll help out. Because that was actually starting to take some time. On that note, I need to play around with priorities. So, Filthy Fee, you are primarily a builder. Oh, actually, I'm gonna give you building and digging at something of a priority. But you're actually primarily an operator, not the other way around. You're just basically Snowfoot in reverse. I'll give Filthy Fee... Yeah, I'll leave Filthy Fee with that. Filthy Fee can now do some digging errands that they weren't able to do before because of lack of skill. I'll leave it to them to decide when to do it, though. And there we go. Perfect. Let's get that rebuilt. My, that was a pain in the bum. An enormous pain in the bum. So now that this is moving around, 26.1, so it's not cold enough to be allowed out yet. For that, I legitimately need this to cool it down more. So at this point, I need this coolant to be at least 20 degrees. If it's above 20 degrees, I need it to be colder. Because this coolant is now required to chill this area down to 20. And with that... Okay, you don't need to do these at priority 9 anymore. With that, we should start seeing this doing some hard work for us. Where are you? Degrees. And 24. It's going to start pulling down the average temperature in here, which is fine. I mean, granted, eventually this would have pulled that temperature down, but there we are. It's starting to look very comfortable now. Once that drops below 20, then this will start being able to, though it won't yet, we'll get to a point where it will be possible to eject this material. I'm going to make that an 8, just so that we can get that done. Rather than that, we should be good. This is quite warm regolith that will be coming in here in a moment. Right now, this is having... the thing to be aware of here is this regolith isn't just heating up the water, it's also trying to heat up the metal plates underneath it. This is actually taking a while. Oh, wait, one more thing. Cancel. Before we get that done... Knew there was something I was forgetting. Temperature shift plates. Why 20? Just because 20 is a nice, comfortable temperature for the base. No real reason for it to be lower than that. You know, no particular reason other than that. Yeah, we want to add in some temperature shift plates into this. Why not? They're still going. I'm well impressed. Once they actually start working, they do some pretty heavy lifting. Which is very, very appreciated. What? That was worrying to see. Yeah, I could rise it up to 30 if I wanted to. 40, 50. Could absolutely set it to pretty much whatever I felt like on that one. temperature like down here? The bleed there is not too bad. Give him a little bit more room to get over it. Want to know what this is? Ooh, what are you? Not sure it is, but I think that might be another volcano. We may have 3 volcanoes. I'm not sure if they're going to be minor or major, but we've got 1 major and 1 minor, and I think that might be another volcano. That would be very interesting. Gonna build across like this, just to keep everything even. Oh man, I need another 2, I think, to be able to get all of that done. But at that point, the tungsten in this system will actually be quite useful. Right. With that, we just need a shipping rail. That is conveyor rail iron ore. Just bring that down, and then it literally does not need to be a steel conveyor rail anymore. That will do quite nicely for us. Where does the regolith go after it leaves the cooling room? It'll be dropped down here for now. But eventually, I'm hoping to probably have it immediately conveyed into a shovel farm. If it's regolith. If it's anything else, it'll get dumped somewhere to be picked up later by duplicants. You mean to tell me that corner that's been bugging me for 2 days might finally get built? Yes. Yes, it will. I know. I'm as surprised as you. Right. Do we actually have much in the way of diamond left? I'm going to have to be setting up quite a lot of windows, though, so probably best not to use too much of it thinking about it. But I do want to see how much we got. Got a load of steel. Oh, is diamond right at the beginning? Oh, yes, it is. Right, so copper temp shift plate, eh? Well, I guess, if I must. I think the majority of the work is going to be done at the top of this room. So we'll do that. I could have more of it along there, but I would run out of copper right now. But I think for the most part, the majority of the work is going to be done at the top. Having more at the bottom would be nice. We may do that, but... got a lot of work for peeps to do. Let's try and get all of the work to do with that done as a high priority, though. Wolframite. We are out of power. La poop. A little bit more. Really love it if someone could do the Wolframite done, though. There we are. We need a bit more than that. we really don't have that much oil. Got a shockingly low amount, actually. These industrial areas are actually starting to cool down pretty nicely, though. Gotta hand it to the frozen core. It's doing a crazy amount of heavy lifting for us. What are you? That looks like a vent. I'm gonna say that's a vent of some sort. A bit of a long walk there, but okay. Let's pick up a bit of meat to take to the kitchen. Fair enough. Now, do we now have enough tungsten? Yes, we do. Right, okay, so that's all of the tungsten that we wanted built in there. Sorted. So this will be able to cool this area down pretty aggressively. Hi, Aavak. No playing this due to the great stream yesterday. Keep up the great work. Cheers, mate. Now, sorry. I was trying to work out what you meant, not no playing this. But that makes a lot more sense. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Holy God, your base is made of carbon dioxide. I mean... Yes. A smidge of chlorine here and there. But yeah, mostly carbon dioxide. Which is condensing down here quite well, I must say. What is that? Brine. Well played. Rather chilly in that rural area. 13 cycles until that gets going again, okay. Okay. For the most part now, though, it looks like we're going to be in a state of waiting. Got more wolframite to make all the time, but... And this is almost down to the point where this is going to stop working. Still, these generators have, again, done some crazy heavy lifting for us here. They've carried us a good long ways, but we're going to be back to the hamster wheels before long, and probably before this is finished, which is a pretty big shame, but, you know, it is what it is. It's not for that too. Oh, okay. Taking the igneous rock back somewhere else. Very well. I have no idea what you're doing with that, but okay. Oh, you know what? What if we were crazy lucky and that last vent was another natural gas, guys? Oh. Not gonna lie, that would be amazing. Lots of coal down there too. Okay, so I'm going to confess, one of the reasons why I haven't been fussing around with this is I was thinking about it, and it occurred to me that the steam room and the hydrogen generator could happily be in the same compartment full of hydrogen. Wouldn't be an issue. The other three generators, the coal generator, the petroleum generator, and the natural gas generator, would all kind of be better off in a compartment by themselves, where because they would be bathed in CO2. And I was going to try and make that happen, but Because then I could do away with all of these, honestly. Because that's wholly unnecessary. I could instead have a little too wide, like, kind of pickup and just a single pump in there to remove the polluted water when it got too much. I don't know. Tomscaper, thank you very much for the support. Yeah, all of our power generation is plugged into the network. But you scallywag, why would you even bring that up? I don't even. My lord. Mind you, on that note, the potential full load of this system is now nearing the point where a heavy watt wire will burn out as a result of it. That is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Need a bit more steel and a bit more iron, me. What are we lacking? Lime. Okay. Got 5 kilos of eggshells here, though. 57.3 kilos of fossil. Maybe I should really have that a little bit higher. Yeah, it seems that that is not high enough of a priority for us to get all of the rock smashing done. If I made it the same priority as these, then maybe? Typically, I prefer to have something that's the way priorities would work. Usually, the way I do it anyway is I'd have the end result at a higher priority than the thing that is needed to make it. And that way, as soon as there's enough, for example, in this case, lime, they'd go and make a batch of steel. Rather than potentially spending ages making lime. And hello, Italians. Hello, chat. Italic sends his regards. Well, you see, revenge, I mean, revenge might work if I wasn't already planning to go for many more hours. You see, he's got to catch me when I'm about to wrap up. Then, and only then, is it Italic's revenge. Hello, Italics. How was the stream today, mate? Did you get very much further with the... What was the name of the game you were playing? Damn it. Pendragon. That's right. But for those of you in my chat who are a little bit confused by the massive amount of stinky peeps who have just joined the chat, don't look at me about that one. By the way, neither should you stinky peeps blame me for this one. Italics himself pointed out that you all smell. So, I mean, if Italics himself doesn't know the olfactory overstimulation of his chat, then, I mean, who else can I trust, really, on that one? Let's be honest. But, yes, if you're not familiar with Italics, then you've not been in my streams nearly enough, because I do quite often find that Italics is one of the few streamers who happens to still be streaming when I stop. So, yeah, he's usually the victim of my rage. But you should 100% give him a follow. He's a variety streamer, does a lot of similar games to me. If you happen to like the kind of eclectic selection of games I am known to play both here or over on YouTube, then you are doing yourself a disservice by not already following Italics. But it is okay. You can be forgiven for this momentary lapse in your judgment if you immediately correct the error. Immediately. But we're not talking about maybe later, maybe when you are here when I actually wait. No, you should go and follow him right now. Just don't hang around with the chef for too long. Apparently they smell awful. I think this is perhaps a little bit unfair, but you know, once again, if I can't trust Italics, who can I trust? We got to see a few endings, and the AI outsmarted me a few times. You sure it was just a few, though? Because I seem to remember more than once a beloved NPC no longer being, well, still being beloved, but posthumously beloved, really. They were taken from this world a little bit too swiftly by the AI.